Hey friends, welcome. January 28th, 2025. What if Jesus walked among us today, living in the very world we inhabit? Imagine him strolling through our streets, entering our businesses, visiting our hospitals, and interacting with people exactly as they are, bringing healing, encouragement, and hope. Today we step into Indianapolis, Indiana, following a day in the life of Jesus. He begins and ends his day with prayer, meeting people in their daily lives, touching hearts, and inspiring change. Let's walk with him through this modern city and discover how his presence transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary encounters. As the first rays of sunlight break through the skyline, Jesus walks towards Christ Church Cathedral on Monument Circle. The church's historic bells chime softly in the background, marking the early morning hour. Inside the sanctuary, the flickering candles and quiet reverence create a holy atmosphere. Kneeling at the altar, Jesus prays deeply for the city. Father, let your light shine in this place. May those who feel unseen know your love. May those who feel lost find hope. Use me today to bring your peace. After leaving the church, Jesus steps into the fresh morning air of Monument Circle, where joggers, coffee-toting commuters, and sanitation workers are starting their day. A street performer, visibly nervous, tunes his guitar in the corner, drawing little attention from the hurried passers-by. Jesus approaches with a warm smile and listens as the man plays a few notes, hesitating. You have been given a gift, Jesus says kindly. Let others hear it. He steps back and invites those nearby to stop and listen. Gradually, a small crowd gathers, clapping along as the man gains confidence. Your music lifts spirits, Jesus tells him after the set, and so does your courage. Keep sharing it. Around midday, Jesus stops by Calvin Fletcher's Coffee Company, a beloved local cafe. While sipping a coffee, he chats with the baristas, who share stories of their community. He listens attentively, offering encouragement. To one young worker worried about making ends meet, he says, "Do not worry about tomorrow. Trust that God will provide what you need today. And when you feel overwhelmed, remember, you are never alone." From there, Jesus walks to the Eskenazi Health Midtown Community Mental Health, a facility dedicated to helping people facing emotional and mental challenges. In the waiting room, he sees a young woman hunched over, trembling with anxiety. Sitting beside her, he asks gently, "What troubles your heart?" She looks up with tear-filled eyes and whispers, "I can't do this anymore." Jesus takes her hand and says softly, "You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Come to me, and I will give you rest." She feels a calm she cannot explain, and for the first time in months, she smiles faintly. In the hallway, Jesus meets an older man pacing back and forth, visibly distressed. The man confesses he is struggling with addiction and feels ashamed to ask for help. Jesus places a hand on his shoulder and says, "There is no shame in seeking healing. God's grace is enough for you. Take one step forward today. You don't have to climb the mountain alone. The man feels a flicker of hope and resolves to stay for his appointment. Later, Jesus walks to Garfield Park Conservatory, a serene oasis of greenery in the heart of the city. Among the lush plants and fountains, he encounters a young father sitting on a bench with his toddler. The man shares that he has recently lost his job and fears he won't be able to care for his family. Jesus listens, then gestures to the vibrant plants around them. Do you see these plants? They do not worry about tomorrow, yet they thrive because the Creator cares for them. You are more precious than these. Trust that God will guide you, one step at a time. The man nods, a glimmer of peace replacing the strain on his face. As the sun begins to set, Jesus heads to Second Helpings, a local food rescue and hunger relief organization. He dons an apron and joins the volunteers in the kitchen, chopping vegetables and preparing meals. The atmosphere is lively, filled with laughter and purpose. Jesus talks with the volunteers about their lives, affirming the value of their work. Every meal you prepare is an act of love, he says. You are feeding both the body and the spirit. When dinner service begins, Jesus sits among the guests, sharing a meal with those facing homelessness or financial struggles. A middle-aged man at his table, looking weary, admits, I've lost everything, my home, my family, my purpose. I don't think I can start over. Jesus looks at him with compassion and says, your story is not over. God's grace can rebuild what has been broken. What seems impossible to you is possible with him. To another table, he shares a parable about hope. A woman lost one silver coin and searched her house diligently until she found it. When she did, she called her friends to celebrate. You are like that coin, precious and worth celebrating. God rejoices over you. Before leaving, Jesus helps with the cleanup, thanking the volunteers for their kindness. You reflect God's love through your service, he tells them. Keep shining his light. As the city quiets and the stars emerge, Jesus finds solitude at White River State Park. Sitting by the banks of the river, the gentle sound of the flowing waters surround him as he kneels in prayer. Father, thank you for this day, for the people you allowed me to meet, for the opportunities to share your love, and for the hope planted in hearts. I lift up those I encountered, the street performer, the young man at the clinic, the father at the park, and the diners at Second Helpings. May they feel your presence tonight. Guide me tomorrow to continue your work. So, today we walk with Jesus through Indianapolis, witnessing how his presence brought healing, encouragement, and transformation. From the anxious to the downtrodden, he met people where they were, offering hope and reminding them of their worth. His actions teach us that small moments of kindness and love can ripple outward, changing lives. As you reflect on his example, consider how you might bring light to someone's day. Join us tomorrow as we continue this journey, exploring what it means to walk with Jesus in our world, one day, one city at a time. Let his life inspire yours. Now, before you leave, I'd like to offer a prayer for the hopes, needs, and intentions that you hold in your heart on this day. Are you ready? I'll lead. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Where will Jesus be tomorrow? How will it go in that city? It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to share it with you. Thank you for continuing this journey with me in 2025. We're going to do this every day this year. You're going to love it. I can't wait to present it. So don't forget, hug your family. They love you. And I'll be back tomorrow, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.